Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back to another podcast. It's your man, A Tutor. Thank you for your support, guys. I really appreciate you coming back to listen to my stories. Hey, you remember I'm Nancy the storyteller. Just playing low key. You get me, fam? Yeah. So, the title of the show today is Codename Cycle Breaker. Cycle Breaker. So, today we're going to talk about cycles. There are different cycles in the universe. We have time cycles, space cycles, weather cycles. Basically, there is a formula to everything. Everything has a formula, and the formula is a cycle. I think there's a book. I don't know if it's in Esdras. It says that the judgment of the Lord are like a ring. A ring is a cycle. So basically, when the Creator created everything, He made everything into a program. It's a program that it's a recurring program. So everything that has been is the one that is happening and is the one that will happen. So it's a cycle. When God created everything, or the universe created everything, it's like put everything completely. It's a cycle. So it's a returning cycle. It's running on its own. It's a program that is running on its own. So that program is a cycle. Different cycles. Different realities, they are cycles. All of them are cycles. Now we have the cycle breakers. So yin and yang, my people, that is the foundation, yin and yang. The cycles, they need to have a balance. They needs to, like the universe needs to balance, make sure everything is balanced. Good and evil, they have to be balanced. They're like, I like using the Bible. When you go back to the Bible, I think it's like, let me see. Is it First Kings 22:22, or First Samuel 22:22? Somewhere there, when it says that in heaven, like God is sitting on His throne. On His right hand, He has like the good spirits, and on His left hand, He has like the bad spirits. You get me, fam? Yin and yang. There are so many scriptures in the Bible that says God creates good and evil. When you go, I think it's Deuteronomy 32, Isaiah, is it Isaiah 45? Amos 3. So basically, the creator, the universe, is like the judge between good and evil. Yeah, when you read like when you read like the story of King Saul, before the evil spirits came to King Saul, there was a nini in heaven. I think this is in First Samuel. There was a council in heaven. So God called all the spirits, all the energies. Let me say energies. He called all the frequencies, and He had the bad frequencies and the good frequencies. The bad frequencies were sitting on the left, they had a council, and the good frequencies, they were sitting on the right, they had a council. So God was there in the middle, and He was asking, now I want to punish this guy because he's out of alignment. Remember, King Saul was chosen by God. So he was supposed to follow the instructions that God was giving him through Samuel, so that he remains aligned. You get me, fam? So if God tells you you have to balance bad and good. You have to stay aligned. So when King Saul got out of misalignment, God now, He went and said, hey, I want to punish this guy because he's out of alignment. So what will I do? So the frequencies or the spirits, they were coming up with ideas. This one was from the positive side, they were coming up with the ideas. The negative side, they were coming up with the ideas. Until one spirit rose up, and he said that he had the idea of going to make him like he'll be the lying spirit into all the prophets. So the prophets, they lie, but there's only one true prophet that he could see everything, and he was telling King Saul these things, and he was slapped because he was telling King Saul the truth of what was happening in heaven. Now that is a story. Cycles, they intend for you to balance. You have to balance both yin and yang. That is my main point. Let me go back to the cycles. So let me start with the family cycles. Now, there's the universe. It's like a deck of cards. This is a deck of cards or a stack of cards. So each family, each individual is dealt a deck of cards. So some of you are dealt with good cards, some of you are dealt with very bad cards, some of you are dealt with the worst cards from the universe. You get me, fam? So, the cycles. Let me go back to family cycles. Family cycles are like, if you're dealt with a good card from the universe, you get to, like, you're born into a very wealthy family, prosperous family. We have like the families that run the world. You get me, fam? You are dealt. You find yourself. You're born in that family. You're dealt. For example, I'll use examples here in Kenya. We have like the Kenyatta family. We have like the Moi family and other families, just to mention a few. So if you find yourself, you're born there. So you see, now the universe has dealt you with the very good cards. You're born into a wealthy family. You don't know struggles. You get me, fam? Yeah. So when you're dealt with that card, life is good. And now the other side, you're dealt with shitty cards. You get yourself, you're born into a slum. You're struggling, you're born into a street family. You're dealt with that card. You get me, fam? So yin and yang. Some of you will get positive dealings from the universe, some of you will get negative dealings from the universe. Now, this is the funny thing. Regardless of where you're born at, everyone has the ability now to break that cycle. Now, codename, we enter cycle breakers. Each family has a cycle breaker. Who is the cycle breaker? The cycle breaker is who we call the black sheep. The black sheep of the family. If you're a black sheep of the family, you are the cycle breaker. You're the chosen one of that family. You get me, fam? Remember, I told you the chosen is a generation. So, for example, if you're dealt with positive cards, you're dealt with young from the universe, and you are born into like a political family, or a family of like doctors, engineers, like, you get me? There are those families that they're on the forefront. When you mention, like, if you mention a certain sector like doctors or surgeons, there is a family of surgeons, like very renowned politicians. There is a family, they have been legacies. You get me, fam? They have legacies. So, but in those legacies, you find that in those families, there is someone who doesn't want to follow that family legacy. Maybe you get the parents or politicians, the son or the daughter, they want to be a musician. The black sheep, the chosen one of the family. You get me, fam? Yeah, now I'm explaining the way of the universe. There's always a chosen one who doesn't want to follow the path of the family. They want to carve their own path in the universe. Now, if you do that, you are a chosen one. Even in the other families, like in the poverty families, and then I'll segue into my story. If you're dealt with a card of poverty, even if you're born poor in the slums, like, you see, there are guys like unapata. I was listening to very inspiring stories kama ujama waweka mawe. You get me, fam? He has a dream of like moving his mom to a bigger crib. I hope his dreams were achieved. I was listening to his story, and it's like parallel to my story. You see, me, I was also born in the ghetto. Yeah, very poor family. We're striving. You get me, fam? So me, let's say, like in my case. Now let me segue into my own case. Me, I was the black sheep of the family. You get me, fam? And when the black sheep in the family, you have this ability of seeing cycles. You see cycles. You get me, fam? Now, me, I was born in a family, and the family, there was this recurring cycle. My life has been very patterns. Remember my superpower, eh? Yeah, go back to the previous videos, you'll know what my superpowers is. So there are patterns, recurring patterns in the family. You get that, for example, my grandfather, the late Buxton, Atuta, and Yeri. Like while he was young, like my age, he got a job to work in the company. And while he was working in the company, he was the firstborn. So this is the recurring pattern of firstborns in our family that me, I saw, and I said I'm not following it. As a firstborn, you are given like the mantle of the family. Now you have to take care of everyone. So you are a firstborn of your family. So when you're firstborn of the family, you take care of your siblings. You make sure that you go to work. The money that you go from work, you use it for the family. Let's say you're paying rent. Most of you will relate to my story. you get a job, you're a young person, a young man, you have dreams of your future, but you're dealt shitty cards from the universe. Now you're born in that family. As the firstborn, you have to pay rent. You have to make sure like your siblings, they eat. You have to make sure they go to school. You get me, fam? But you still have your own dreams. Which dreams? You want to like meet a sweet chick. Now, this I'm talking from the male perspective. Bear with me. You want to like get a family of your own. You get me, fam? You see, you get a girlfriend, and you want, you imagine a future with them. Traveling. By the way, I want to travel, manze. I want to travel, visit places. Like, I want to do like the hot air balloon safari in Masai Mara. That thing is amazing. If you get chance, manze, if you get time, go and look YouTube, nini. Travel. This country is very great. I need to travel around. So, back to the story. Now, you are firstborn. Born in a family whereby it's a rule of, if you're a firstborn, you have to take care of the rest. You pay the rent. You sacrifice your future for your family. This is what happened in the family. Now, I'm giving the story of my grandfather. When my grandfather was working, it was my age, working in the company, he met my grandmother and they started a family. But the rule of the family he was in was he has to make sure like the brothers and the sisters, they study. So the money that he was working from the company, he was sending it back home, paying for the siblings' fees. Okay, this is the story that I was told. Paying for the siblings' fees, making sure they are good. Now, while he was doing that, he wasn't remaining with enough money like to take care for his own family. You get me, fam? So he had 7 kids, my uncles and aunts, my mom. So it reached a point that he wasn't able to take care of the family that he was from and his own family. You get me, fam? And in the end, these jobs for company jobs, like they end. So the company jobs end. Now, I have a very resilient grandmother. My grandmother, man, she's very hardworking. Also used to stay in Ziwani, shop center pale, Katok Duka. You get me, fam? Yeah. And Ziwani has a very interesting story. I'll tell the story of Ziwani in my other episode. So she used to go to Gikomba. She walks to Gikomba with a sack, and she carries that sack on her head, vegetables, fruits, fish. So she will come back there, shopping center. She sets her vegetables there. I used to help her selling the vegetables, and she also used to like fry fish, and she would sell it. Now, she was a very resilient woman because from that, she raised me. Actually, I was raised by her. So by that, she was able to feed the family, when my grandfather's job ended. Now, I noticed that pattern. It's a very bad pattern because now what happened was, after my grandfather had job ended, he had paid for the fees of his siblings. Some of them became doctors, some of them engineers. You get me, fam? Yeah, they very smart family. The Atuta family, we have very smart people, very intelligent in this family, very intelligent. I tell you, even if you go, my cousins who always leading school, number one, like, you get me, fam? We have pilots, engineers, doctors. Now, what happened after my grandfather had finished paying for the siblings? What they did in return, they didn't return the favor. Now, when they became doctors, engineers, they went and started their own families. And they invested in their own families. You get me, fam? So it's like the universe gave my grandfather a middle finger. Hey, he did good for his siblings. The siblings are well off now, but his family, like his immediate family, we are still suffering, still in poverty. The cycle continues, the fucking cycle. So now me, I'm the firstborn in my family. Then I'm supposed to follow the exact same pattern that my grandfather did. So I'm expected to pay for my siblings' fees, like work hard for my family. But I have my own dreams. You get me, fam? I have to like, I want to travel, I want to enjoy life, but I'm dealt with shitty cards, same cards like my grandfather. Now me, I was like, no, I'm not going to fucking follow that route. I followed that route for a while, actually. I followed that route, manze, for a while. Paying rent, I paid loans, very hefty loans. I'm working hard. it reached a point whereby I had to like buy a bike to cycle to work, because now the fare, I didn't have enough money for fare. It made me, so I used to cycle, come rain or sunshine. If it's raining, I'm with the bike. If there is sunshine, I have to go to work because my family needs me. You get me, fam? So the cycle was repeating itself until I was like, no, this cycle is not going to repeat itself with me. So codename cycle breaker. I had to break that cycle and live my own life, because everyone has their own life. Everyone has their own life. You're not like, let me say, you're not accountable for someone else's life. You're not accountable for your brother's life. You're not accountable for your sister's life. You're not accountable for your father's life. You're not accountable for your mother's life or expectations. You're accountable for your life. You get me, fam? Now, if you understand that you're accountable for your life, if there was a cycle, a loop that keeps happening in your family, you have to break that loop. Why? Because you are the cycle breaker, the revolutionary. That's why in the family of doctors, someone says, I'm not going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a musician or an athlete. You get me, fam? Cycle of a family of politicians, there's that one child that says, I'm not doing politics, I'll go to farming. Cycle breakers, these are revolutionaries, because the world has to balance. Not everyone can be a politician, not everyone can be a president, not everyone can be, it's an ecosystem, it's a cycle. We need farmers, we need musicians, you get me, fam? It has to balance. So if you're a politician, you see your child wants to do music, leave them. The world needs musician. The soul that was born in that family doesn't necessarily have to be like on that family. Most families, they do that because they want to hoard the wealth of the family. So they think that, hey, if this is a political family, if we get out of politics, we lose money or influence. Who said so? So you find that corruption, people now, negativity, the matrix. The matrix here comes in the form of greed and fear. Because you are fearing that, hey, if I'm the president, if my child does not become the president, we'll lose power, we'll lose money. But that's not the way of the universe. Power was not supposed to be hoarded by a single family or a single individual. It's not the way of the universe. Yin and yang, it has to balance. You get me, fam? Yeah, that's why I'm going to be the next president. Go and watch this video to understand why I'll be the next president. And for my manifestos, you have to go back to the other previous videos. I have very amazing manifestos. So, yeah, yin and yang. Now I'm going to give you a story of the spiritual world. What happened in my life because I'm the chosen one. Why am I the chosen one? Go and watch this video. It will explain. So, just one day, I'm living my life. And then, remember, I told you spirits are like frequencies. And if they are frequencies, means that they can get to you through your devices. Because the devices that we're using, even this now, it deals with frequencies. Radio waves, whatever, signals. That's how spirits communicate also. So the devices we have, like they are a medium of frequencies. So one day I'm chilling, I'm just scrolling one day, and then I come across an entity from the other side speaking to me. Now it's giving me my life story, that from the spiritual realm. Now I don't know. I'm just struggling here, trying to do works, going to job, paying bills. My life, my cycle is just hard. So you get me, fam? Now from the other side, the spiritual angle, you get, there was this, I don't know, frequency. He came and started, I told you the universe speaks to me. So this one came and one of them, he started telling me my story. Now, when I was born in this family, a Tuta and Dairy family, there was a cycle that was continuing, a negative cycle. You get me, fam? The negative cycle is what I've told you about. The firstborn has to take care of the family, and when he does that, his own family, he can never amount to anything with his own family. And once the firstborn takes care of the siblings, they will go. Because they have to live their own life, they will take care of their own family. So no one will come back to help the firstborn. You get me, fam? That is the pattern of the family. So this entity was telling me, when I was born, someone in our family, I don't know, there was one of the ancestors in the family, they went and made a deal with the devil. Walk with me, fam. This is my story. So they made a deal with the devil, don't know, covenants, whatever, contracts. So they made that deal, and when they made the deal was about this particular family. There were like a cycle. The cycle is like a curse. There was a cycle. Cycle and curse is the same. A cycle or a contract about out of this family there is like a chosen, a chosen line of this Atuta and Geri family. There's a chosen line that has to suffer. You get me, fam? They have to suffer sicknesses, deaths, poverty. There was a chosen line that the devil made, that one ancestor made with the devil, so that the others might succeed in life. They sacrificed one line that has to suffer for the others to do well. That was the agreement with the devil. Now, in come the chosen one, the cycle breaker. Now me, my lifestyle. So this entity was telling me, when I was born, something happened. My mother, when she gave birth to me, she said that I'm her savior. Which, remember the three-part problem of the universe? The universe always has three answers. Yes, wait, and better. There is never a no. So when my mother told me, when the mother, she went around the neighborhood. This is my cousin told me this story. She went around the neighborhood telling that she had given birth to a savior or whatnot. The savior is the cycle breaker, is the black sheep of the family. You get me, fam? Yeah, we are connecting the dots. So the black sheep of the family, me, the cycle breaker, the chosen one. Like you in your family, the cycle breaker, the chosen one. Now me in my family, this entity was telling me, because I had fallen into that line, that one of the ancestors sacrificed their children and gave it to the lineage to the devil. So like, these people will always suffer for these other ones to succeed in life. You get me, fam? So me was born in that suffering line. I was dealt the raw cards with the universe. I fell into the side that was supposed to suffer. So since I was a child, I've been facing attacks. Brave. Hey. Bruh, attacks, dreams, demons. You see, sometimes you wake up, you see demons running and entering walls. Bro, it's been a movie, I tell you. Attacks, sicknesses, like, bruh, it's been very hard. And then I started noting cycles. When, like, those attacks, they were coming in cycles, in seasons. And my life was also revolving around cycles and seasons. You find that, like, the primary school that I studied at was Dr. Agri. Man, bro, I've studied that school for like 7 times. Have you transferred in one school like 6-7 times? You kindergarten, you're here, you transfer to another school, you spend like 1 year there, you come back to this school, you spend 2 years, you go to another school, you go spend 1 year, you come back to this school. So there was this cycle, coming back to this same school, Dr. Agri, until I finish in that school. I've transferred like 7 schools, and I came back to this school to finish. So that cycle, that was the school cycle in my, like, this is my CV. Primary was that school, and then in the workplace, there is a certain call center. I've worked for that call center 4 fucking times. I work here a little, I go to another company, I come back to this work, I work for some time, I go to another company, I come back to this company. So you see the cycles. So there were these cycles, and then I noticed, no, wait, I have to break this cycle. So I broke the cycle. Not knowing that when I'm breaking the cycle, I'm breaking the curse. I'm breaking, because it's like, I told you, it's like a contract. You have to do this. In the contract, like the ancestor side with the devil was like, there are certain patterns. We have to like play our role in the contract. Now me, I'm breaking the contract. I'm not doing that thing because of the black sheep of the family. Now, some people now, they were thinking, hey, this guy is a very, is like, this is our family culture. It's the law of our family. We have to do this. So when someone sees me, I'm going the opposite way. They're thinking this guy is a black sheep. Not knowing that me, in my black sheepness, I'm breaking curses, familial curses in our generation. You get me, fam? Because this particular chosen line, we've been so poor for a very long time. It's been normal. He told you, firstborns, they suffer for the other people to succeed. That was the contract. But now we are breaking that cycle. You get me, fam? That's why I'm going to be the next president. Watch this video. Okay, so yeah. So he broke the cycle. This entity now was telling me the story. So they've been fighting me. The devil has been fighting me with his minions and his demons since I was a kid. And I've just been like, I'm like Deadpool. You get me, fam? What doesn't kill you make you stronger? Like Darkseid, the same ability. So attacks. Sicknesses, they come, they go. Poverty comes, it goes. Money comes, it goes. Relationships comes, it goes. But I chose the path of the warrior. When it yanks you young. Now people are observing my life. They're wondering, hey, this guy, this relationship, he got a very bad heartbreak. And then he goes into another relationship, the same pattern repeats. Another relationship, same patterns repeat. You get me, fam? You're finding, you're really like a genuine person. You want to get into a relationship, pattern repeats. You're a very hardworking person at work. You're working hard. And even the people that you're training, they're getting opportunities. You remain there. They're going to be your boss. So you get me, fam? Patterns. You're wondering what's happening. Those are patterns, bruv. Where there are chains, like they're like shackles. Like me, I'm explaining in my family. So you find no matter what you do, you're not succeeding. Kumbe, someone in your family, a very selfish person in your family, your ancestor, they made a pact with the devil so that they retain like power or wealth or money. They're going to be negative. Because when fear and greed enters into a cycle, people start doing crazy shit. You find someone who is in power, they'd rather kill you to remain in power. You get me, fam? Or someone who is rich, they'd rather steal from the poor person to remain being rich. You get me, fam? So a lot of negativity. This is the matrix. The matrix happening. The negativity is the negative matrix. Now the universe has to balance. You get me, fam? Universe has to, because it has reached a point whereby there's a lot of negativity. Wars, hunger, poverty. There's darkness now in the planet. That's called the negative matrix or the 3D. 3D. When things are balanced, the world like needs to be 5D. 5D like frequency. You have to like take it to the other section. And when the world is at balance, even the plants themselves will stop even needing to plant. If you go to like Genesis, the Garden of Eden, the earth will go back to the original form. Plants, your work is just go and pluck fruits from the tree and eat. You don't farm. You get me, fam? What else? What am I thinking about? Yeah, the animals, like you find dinosaurs, dragons, like those ancient animals, they'll come back. The reason that we're not seeing these mythical creatures is because the current world, it cannot sustain them. It's very negative. People using fertilizers in the soil that kill the soil, they kill the organisms down there, mining, destroying the earth. If someone comes up with a formula whereby you find that they can create an engine that can use water instead of fuel, that person, you stop hearing from them. Why? Because there are fucking entities in this world. They'd rather destroy like advancement or human evolution. They'd rather destroy human evolution for greed. Why not support this person? Take this person that can convert water into fuel. Support them. We need like for example, Elon Musk's want to travel to Mars and other planets for us to do discoveries. For us to like be like intergalactic. We have to stop thinking like fools. We have to stop thinking like children. We're just thinking here. Your vision is just here, your nose. You're just seeing your nose here. We need these people, like the person from Zimbabwe who can convert radio signals into electricity. We need people like this. Yeah, take that person's knowledge. This person, like the people who like convert water into fuel, they should be working like in SpaceX. Come up with rocket fuel and fuel that can enable us, like for example, if a person can take like the hydrogen atoms, these things, atoms, some of these like elements are found in space. If you can convert an engine to be taking this particles from space and charging up a spaceship, we will reach different galaxies and different whatevers. But we don't think about this, fam. Everyone is thinking about eating and sports. We like in the Matrix, there is a lot of people don't imagine. You watch, you don't sit down and think. And that is where we are failing as a species. Will not be able to advance further. Because weave, jealousy. If you see someone doing better, instead of encouraging them, you want to step on them. Because you want to be better. You can be better. Everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own path. If you see this one, maybe this person is a good manager. Maybe you yourself, you might be a good trainer. You get me, fam? If this person is a good musician, maybe you yourself, you're a good footballer. The way that you see this is a good musician, you cannot sing like him. The same way, he cannot play like you. You get me, fam? The universe has dealt us different cards. So you have to like remain on the path of the one that you are chosen. Stay on the path. When it yinks, you yang. When it yinks, you yang. The path of the warrior. You have to follow your line. Following your line. When you follow your line, you get to come and have superpowers. This entity was telling me the story. So it reached a point whereby the demons were attacking me in my life. So when bad things were happening to me, I didn't know that it was like attacks. I'm facing demonic attacks. Why? Because I'm not playing the fucking role that my ancestor made a deal with the devil with. So I've been, I'm trying to live my life. I'm getting attacked. Why? Because it's like the Matrix is forcing me to conform, and me, I'm saying I'm not conforming. So I've been getting attacked since I was a kid. So it reached a point whereby even the devil got tired because he's beating me. I'm refusing to give up. It reached a place whereby even the demons that were attacking me, now they started joining my team. They're like, hey, this guy is too resilient. Now we're joining his team. Now, the demons that were attacking, they attacked. It reached a point whereby the witches and warlocks, they sent like a load of the demons. This, like the demon, it even has like a crown. When it came, it like tried its power on me. Me, I ate the power, and it has to like kneel down to the guy. Yeah, because, hey, my guy. Resilience, bruv. The path of the warrior is to follow the line. Me followed the line. I followed the line so much that I started getting backing from both the demon side and the heaven side. So me, I have both backing. I have angels on my side. I have demons on my side. Because I'm the yin and yang. You get me, fam? So I'm the balance between good and evil. So you follow the line. Yeah. So yeah, and when you follow the line, you break cycles. If there was a poverty cycle in your family, you'll break it. Cycles need to break. If your family has been in power for so long, that's why you find a child maybe, and the child, most likely the child that the parents have like expectations, they're building their future on, is the black sheep. He's the one that says, I'm not following this. So if you're the black sheep, if the revolutionary, keep doing you, my guy. You do you. Let no one tell you it's your life. Hey. And that's why I told you, me, when I since I'm the president, the members of parliament are these guys. The guys who stormed the parliament. Those are my members of parliament. Fuck the current existing systems. All of them, they go home. We start afresh. That is what I'm saying. We have to start afresh. The universe has to balance. We cannot be putting the same people, same patterns, same cycle. We need to break the cycle. That's why, my guys, I'm saying that, yeah, these guys, we are the new government. We go there we pick the MPs, we pick the governors from these people that we don't know. We need a new structure, a new restructuring needs to happen. That is what I'm saying, guys. Yeah. So that's the message for the day, cycle breaking. So we need to break this cycle. We start over fresh. The universe demands for a new change. That's why I remember I told you it's a chosen generation. We are the chosen generation, Gen Z. Because it's not just here in Kenya. If you pay keen attention, Gen Z is worldwide. The whole entire world, this generation of ours, we are tired. We want change. So we are the change. Let's not expect that there's someone else that will come and give us change. Change is within us. Change is us. We have to make change ourselves. That is the message of the day, guys. Thank you for coming back. Thank you. Hey, watch Selah, my song. Yeah, so much blessings, much love, much peace. Shalom, take care. Support your boy, you know. Blessings, you know. Wait.
Ni moja na buda unachuna, wani mangda ni chuma, mini snapchat ni chuma, mini staff jansi chuma, mini klebe si chuma, kujiplay kujifumba, baombili jifunga, shimo ndani jifumba.